Why did godfather Florentino Perez spend so much money on crazy in Mbappe's case? Mbappe is no longer simply a blockbuster deal, but it is a battle for money and rearrangement of power in the football world. In a recent share, Barcelona midfielder Pique once emphasized the phrase "dark tricks of Florentino Perez." Not coincidentally, people call the President of Real Madrid the boss of the tycoons in the football world. A few months ago, the football world was shaken when the European Super League was announced. Its birth challenged the rest of world football. Although then, UEFA and FIFA quenched a part of that crazy tournament, 9 teams withdrew, but it should be emphasized, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus are still there. The European Super League can be understood as the Super League of the rich. The 12-member teams of this tournament represent the power of the rich, who want to redistribute the money of the football world in a way that benefits them. The leader of that super tournament is none other than Florentino Perez. The White House tycoon has repeatedly publicly challenged UEFA and FIFA to protect the European Super League, meaning protection for the rich. That means that his power is not moderate. Only with money and power in hand, Florentino Perez dared to create such a heavenly story. Pique once mentioned that Florentino Perez used dark tricks to bring in Luis Figo from Barcelona. He even created his own roles in the football world, with the style of building galaxy, when each year brought in a big star, Zidane, Ronaldo, Beckham. Resisting Real Madrid and Florentino Perez is impossible. Even Man Utd could not hold on to C. Ronaldo when Real Madrid calling. Tottenham sacrificed the 2 biggest stars at that time, Luka Modric and Gareth Bale. Or even when Los Blancos no longer splashes too much money, they also attract 2 of Chelsea's top stars, Courtois and Hazard. There is one thing these contracts have in common. They all have a rebellious move to some extent to claim to Real Madrid. Even Mbappe, at this point, is the same. That said, under the reign of Florentino Perez, Real Madrid has written the story of money and power in world football. But there is a remarkable detail that needs to be repeated, that is, among the clubs that refuse to participate in the European Super League, there is PSG. Florentino Perez can convince the rich guys like Chelsea, Man City, but with PSG, not. After all, the one who is not afraid of money and power is the one who has too much of them. In terms of tradition, PSG has nothing to compare with Real Madrid. But now is a different story. The owner of PSG is the investment fund Qatar Sports Investments, QSI. Few people know that the head of this investment fund, and also the real owner of PSG, is the King of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. That shows how PSG is supported by the rich and powerful. PSG President Nasser Al-Khelaifi is actually following the orders of King Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. That's why Real Madrid had a real challenge in Mbappe. After all, the Mbappe deal is not a mere blockbuster, but it is a battle for money and rearrangement of the power of world football. With a gravel head, old fox Florentino Perez is of course not crazy to spend €200 million to recruit players with only 1 year of contract left. If the impact is good on Mbappe, they can own this player for free next year. However, the figure of €200 million put on the negotiating table is the challenge of absolute power, which Real Madrid has built. It makes any club fall in love. In fact, as revealed by journalist Fabrizio Romano, all PSG leaders have agreed to sell Mbappe, except for President Nasser Al-Khelaifi, which his voice represents the power of the PSG owner. PSG accept the risk, may lose Mbappe next year, simply because they also want to establish new power in the football world. Linked from PSG's refusal to participate in the European Super League and their desire to win against Real Madrid at all costs on the negotiating table, it can be seen that they want to put themselves in a confrontation with the Royal Spanish team. Obviously, the battle on the negotiating table about Mbappe is just a small thing. The long-term battle between the old force Real Madrid and the new force PSG is a long-term story. There will be more fierce battles than that.